As many people know, California is in a severe, severe drought. It's really a concern. We haven't had a good amount of water and rain in quite a few years, and the state is very dry.
So this drought alone that we're currently experiencing is causing a loss of between $2 and $3 billion a year to the agriculture economy in California. It's really important for farmers and also the people who eat food to be aware of the fact that climate change is really a threat to our food security in some ways.
The drought has affected our work by bringing into kind of clear focus the importance of gardening practices that conserve water. And so we should adopt these low water use practices because it helps not only us but the whole region.
Garden for the Environment is San Francisco's teaching and demonstration garden, and so we are located on a half-acre plot of land, and our purpose is to teach people sustainable landscaping and gardening through a variety of different ways, however they want to get involved. Climate change and greening our planet and protecting those green spaces is one of the biggest things facing the future.
There are so many benefits of growing your own fruits and vegetables. It's delicious. It gets you out into your garden and moving, and it's a very healthy exercise. There's a lot of stress reduction that goes into gardening. There is some stress too when gophers eat your plants, but by and large, it's a stress-reducing activity. There's a statistic that the average American meal travels 1,500 miles from the farm to the table, and we can reduce it to 100 inches, 200 inches. By growing some amount of our food at home.
If people in California were not aware and not taking the drought seriously, we would continue to have a problem. The state will go dry if people were not stepping up and making daily life changes to save our great water.
Some people tell me they think they don't have a green thumb, and I don't think that's possible. I don't think it's true. I think gardening is a learning process, and I think the way that you become a good gardener is by taking an interest and learning.
Composting is at the heart of this garden and at the heart of any garden. Composting is turning what can be considered a waste into a great resource. It is taking cuttings from your garden, prunings, plants that have died, or plants that you've harvested, and turning them into a nutrient, a fertilizer that is usable by other plants. Compost is not only a good fertilizer for your garden, it actually helps to conserve water in your garden. And it does that by kind of soaking up water in the soil.
The healthier and the higher quality soils we have, the more water they can hold because soil acts like a sponge. Really well-developed soil can store up to 16,000 more gallons per acre. So as we're thinking about having less and less water under climate change, the soil really is one of the greatest solutions to this problem.
Wastewater at home, there's sort of like two main ways that you can recycle those, and one is through a gray water system, which is water that's already been used and redirecting it away from the waste stream, and another way is by collecting rainwater through a rain barrel system.
So this is the most basic rainwater catchment system you could install. And even though it is the most basic system, it still captures 150 gallons of water pretty much in one small storm.
I think water conservation is a lifestyle, and it's something that everybody needs to be aware of. It's something that's also very simple and easy to do. Really, it's just a consciousness of the fact that we need to preserve our water, we need to save as much water as we can, and to change our habits in ways that are very simple but can be long-term benefit to the state, especially during times of drought.
One thing that we can do as consumers of food is really pay attention to where our food's coming from and how it's grown. There's a lot of research that's shown us that food that's grown in a sustainable and organic way actually can reduce the amount of greenhouse gas emissions that's coming from the production of that food, and in some cases can also draw down greenhouse gas emissions.
The best way that San Franciscans can be sustainable through gardening is learning the right plants to plant and how to care for them so that you're not overwatering or over-fertilizing. And being mindful of how we're using our water, but also being mindful that growing green things and gardening is an essential part of combating our drought.